hour.
I mean, Fred's still doing it, right? Fred
qualified.
Fred's older than me. How old's Fred now?
Like 106? I'm not sure.
In dog years.
He's got to be 50 plus, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. What he did now? He's won it. Is it 3 times?
3 times.
Yeah.
3 times. He laid 740 regionally. His practice runs, he's laying almost 850. It's a lot of brick.
Well, I mean, that's not being judged either.
That's true.
So,
740 still a lot.
That is a lot of brick.
Yeah, that's a lot of brick.
I don't know. What was the winning number? 911?
911. Yeah,
9/11. That was ridiculous.
That was with $100.
That was ridiculous. With 100, so there was 1,000.
I laid 1,011.
Oh my! I don't remember
In
that.
2000.
Could you climb that wall? What did it look like?
You could do it with roller skates,
Yeah.
box gloves on.
That's when the first hydromobile was used, actually, in the stall.
Yeah, I don't think I could dry stack them that fast.
Yeah, I've laid 2 times in practice. I laid 1,024. 2 times.
So you practiced and got 1,000 twice.
Oh, yeah.
That's ridiculous. Do you have like Doc Ock arms? You have like a little 4-back?
Oh man, we were raising pans and stacking brick higher and doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was like it had to be down to the second. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, everything was just. Had to
Matt,
be
what was your
perfect.
number?
766 adjusted at
766.
725, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that is a ton of brick.
Some good stuff.
And that was some of the hardest brick I've ever done because them brick were like glass. They were floating around.
floating.
When I was jointing it, the brick were moving. Like that was crazy. It was crazy.
We just did Pittsburgh last week, and the brick were suckers. I mean, wouldn't speedboat or anything. Mortar was setting up so quick underneath of that brick. It made it tough in a whole nother way.
Yeah. We're glad it rained, actually.
You almost you almost need a happy medium brick. Like one if it sucks up quick, you need to like wet them down before you even lay, or the opposite.
Currently, SPEC MIX is actually making what they're calling engineered mortars specifically for that. So when a brick is spec'd before it ever touches a job site, we figure out the IRA, see if it's a sucker or not, and then try to engineer the mortar for it to help get production numbers up. That's a pretty
Now,
good
that's
idea.
all proprietary. We can't talk about that.
And what I meant was,
But by doing that, you're
Hey, I helped test it. I know about it. Yeah.
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like everything's the same.
that's the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the exact idea. And when you make tooling times more consistent, things like that, I mean, you just get a much better looking or more sellable wall.
Get a more consistent mortar color.
There you go.
and
Clip
look
that
and
out. That's
everything.
actually a winner. Tell Nick.
I like that. So now you're 2011, right? When did you win?
2008.
2008
and 2010.
and 10. And Matt?
2017.
2017. So we have a couple of legends here, a couple of champions. So we before we got started, we were talking about you guys would want to do a little fun champions run.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
How long? No, seriously. How long do you think you guys want to go? 20 minutes? Could you go 20 minutes? 15? 20?
I'm serious on the full hour.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go?
Yeah.
We don't need to cut it down. I know y'all got time constraints out there, but like
I think it'd be great.
Well, I mean,
to
I think
see
the
all
senior
the
tour
champions
only
come
plays
back.
9 holes. Don't they?
We get the red tees too.
little
Yeah.
light-
yeah. Well, keep expounding on that because you're talking about how you're having to stack your brick different, get your mortar up higher when you were laying that kind of amount.
Yeah.
In those days, was there a standard for how the brick was supposed to start, just similar to how it is now? I don't know if that makes sense.
yeah, for me, my solution was how quick I could get my hands on the brick, get my hands off the brick.
Right.
So when you get up to a certain point, like at the start, it's really a lot of back pain, but everything's right there. As you start coming up, the longer you have to reach for your materials, the longer it's more seconds. So we would raise the pans and the brick would get taller. Same like he's talking about. So we figured out like how to kind of try to keep everything at the same height because you got like 4 courses through there that you can fly.
Yeah,
You're slow.
5 through 9.
Yeah.
We're always really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're upright
Or
and
5 through 8,
it's
yeah.
just a moving like this. It's not a down.
So there
or
are
up.
half seconds you guys are thinking about to get more brick out there.
Oh, we were timing. I mean, spreading, timing, running from end to end. I mean, we even think about, one wasted trip from one end to the other. So it was a lay this way, so I can spread this way, so I can lay back that way. I mean, you're not talking no wasted motion.
In 12 seconds, that's like 5 brick.
Oh, wow.
If you run down the wall,
Right.
that's 12 seconds. That's 5 less brick. So that was where the efficiency came in.
And that's what I've been telling a lot of these guys that are trying. I'm like, you don't understand. It's not just about laying brick. There's strategy.
Right.
Right there. There's literally, you got to have a plan. You got to stick to it. And there's little small things that help tremendously.
When you guys practiced, is that what the tenders, you would talk to your tenders? This is the way we're going to do it. This is how we save seconds.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. When I won in 2008, I mean, we practiced probably 15 times before we went. And I had my labor every time. I wouldn't even practice unless my labor could be there because it's just not the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then my dad and my brother both. My brother would have the stopwatch and my dad would have the clipboard and he'd be writing down times. And you're behind, you're ahead, do this, you're, 30 brick behind or you're, 10 seconds ahead or whatnot. And I mean, a lot of it, and you think spreading, you got to spread every course, I think it was like, I think we were spreading in the 25 to 35 second range or something.
Yep.
Okay.
It's just, and that's huge. Because, I mean, spreading can take anywhere from 25 seconds to, some of these guys will take 50 seconds to spread. And all of a sudden you're losing, 5 brick every course. I can add up 150, 200 bricks.
Like,
easy.
and what he's talking about, the practicing we were doing,
right?
We can all lay brick. When you're going so fast, the more you practice it, the more issues you run into. Well, when you're actually in a competition, you're like, oh, I've been in this situation before. Whenever you guys yell out 45 minutes or 30 minutes, we've done it so much, we know where we are on the wall.
Should be where you want to be.
Yeah, and then our tenders the same way. They know where we should be. Like, pick it up a notch. Like, when I won it, I heard the guys telling me so-and-so was a course ahead of me. Well, I ended up catching up by a whole course. It's just those things, practicing it over and over. It's not practicing to lay the brick right. It's practicing to get the timing down.
Yeah. And there's different strategies. Like, the first year I won was 2008. I laid, I think, 761.
Okay.
Perfect. That was one that you couldn't have a deduction at all or you got disqualified.
Gotcha.
And, like, we're building these big, like 12 course leads and then filling everything in. Well, then the next year, I think I laid 861 and got second. And then after that, I switched to building little small leads. So small lead, 4 courses filled in, small leads, 4 courses filled in, small leads, 4 courses filled in.
So that was the best strategy.
That was the fastest way, but it brings new problems because all of a sudden you're hanging a line on a lead that's only been built, 10 minutes ago. So then that top course is trying to pull off. So you got to figure out which way to start the brick. So you got 2 brick at the top. Like, there's, I would practice the leads more than the whole wall because anybody can lay to the line in between the walls. The leads are the hardest part. If you get the leads right, then everything's flat, level, plumb.
You've been out here before. Do you see that type of strategy out here for these guys, or do you see something different in what are they doing that is not as successful as what you guys have done?
I think, you see both strategies, small leads versus big leads.
Right.
You just...
Is it up to, I guess it's just up to you guys what you want to do, right?
Comfort level. It's a comfort level.
Whatever you feel
basically
most
what he's talking about, the biggest scary part about short leads is hanging the line.
Right.
Because the line's got to be just tight enough where it's not sagging, and then mud's going to get on the line. It makes it even worse. If you start following the line the wrong way, you're done. Yeah. So you got to think about that.
But then even on a short lead, if you big lead that's 12 courses high, you probably got, I think you got to go out like 6 brick at the bottom.
Yep.
Where a short lead, you're only going out 2.5 to 3 brick. All of a sudden, there's 3 brick on that whole triangle of that brick lead. You're laying with the line now, and you can normally lay to a line twice as fast as you can with a lead.
Yeah. Did you notice he said 12 course lead?
Yeah, you got 12 at 80. That's 960 brick.
Yeah.
So that's also setting himself up for his target. That's what we started doing when we started breaking them down. Where we wanted to be at midway, where we wanted to be at the end.
Well, we've seen it change. So 3 years ago, the guy who won it actually was only laying 2 course leads into 3 course leads off the beginning. And his idea was very similar. It was a timing issue. I know this third of the wall by this point, this third of the wall. And actually that guy actually stopped laying with about a minute or 2 left and was really just making sure his wall was squared up. But the last 2 years, Cole Stampers won it, and he builds a massive lead right off the bat. A lot of time involved in that.
Yeah. When you're out there and you're in Vegas and you're doing, what is the talk between you two guys, or is it a look, or what do you say?
You talking about between the tender and myself?
Yeah.
Mainly the only person I hear, I go into like blackout mode, because it's so loud.
Okay.
And the only person's voice I hear is Chet's.
Okay.
And that's because we train so much together. I occasionally hear other people say stuff, but that's towards the end of it, towards like the last 15 minutes of grind time.
Right.
That's when there's a lot more distractions coming in because you are absolutely war slam out. Your blackout mode's gone. You're thinking about a million different things. But when it's in the heat of the battle, like it's me and the tender. Like whatever he says, I pick up on that.
Okay.
I pick up on it.
It's, it reminds me of almost like a guy on the mound, and you got 50,000 screaming fans, but he doesn't hear anybody. He's focusing
Focus on the mid.
focusing on the mid. Is that what it kind of feels like?
And that's also part of like doing it. Like the first time I ever did it, it was holy crap. You know what I mean? Like what is going on here? But the more and more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. Like the last year I did it, the speaker was right in my freaking ear. I mean, it was the loudest thing I'd ever been. That was a challenge for me because the speakers have always been a little bit further away. When it's right over you, it's a totally different world. Because then it makes what I'm saying to Chet or what Chet's saying to me that much harder.
It probably was me on the microphone going, "Come on, Matt, you're a little slow."
Yeah, for me, like coming back as the winner and being on that front corner, to me, that's the hardest spot to be in.
Yep. It is.
Like I think it's actually a disadvantage because everywhere else you kind of just blend in with the crowd.
Yep.
You can kind of focus a little more. Right
Gotcha.
there, all these eyes are on you, like, and you don't want to disappoint. You
Right.
know?
Yep.
It's tough.
It's a lot of
back
pressure.
to back is. I mean, I've never done it. It's extremely hard to do for sure.
You know, you guys talked about it, how important that tender is to what you guys are doing. You mentioned Chet. Chet actually helped tend for the junior bricklayer. You know, we were short on hands.
Mm-hmm.
He hopped right in there, no problem. And the encouraging words he gives. Now, I don't know if he gives it to you because you're at a different level, but the way he was encouraging that younger generation laying in the junior bricklayer, it was encouraging to us to hear. You know, uplifting for us.
Yeah. It is a different, because of our relationship and our age and our stuff like that. It's almost like tough love. But we know where it's coming from. I know where it's coming from. I know where it's coming from his heart. He just knows how to speak to me.
Yeah, my tender Kevin, when I won both years, I worked for him, and then now he was laboring for me. But we just had that connection. Like once the contest started, we knew each other's move, and I could tell what was going on just by looking at him. Like we didn't even have to talk. Like we talked once it was over. If he saw something, but I could just tell by his body language and what was going on, how everything was.
Yep.
But yeah, like go back to saying, like, when I was doing four courses, I knew at 20 minutes I needed to be finishing that fourth course,
Yeah.
or and then moving into the leads again. But
How tired do you guys get when you get to that last 10 minutes, 5 minutes? Are you, it seems to me like, when I was watching you guys, you pretty much had the same rhythm all the way through. It was amazing how you guys kept that pace.
You're at a will pace right there. You're willing yourself along.
I think the adrenaline's so high and everything too. You really don't feel it until the joint, and then the jointing's absolutely
the jointing's the worst part.
Do you think that's kind of an advantage? Because a lot of folks will crap out at the end, and what could be, an extra 50, 60 brick turns out to be 10 or 15 because they're just spent.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure.
And that's also about the practicing thing. Anything you do, if you do not practice, every major sporting event, the guys practice, becomes choreographed. And then you know what to expect. But when
I mean, anything you practice for and you do over and over and over, it gets easier every time.
Yep.
Now, if we go back and do that, all the winners together, now I'll probably die.
Come on! No, it's going to be
an hour will seem like 3 hours.
We'll have oxygen tanks at each stall, so you guys will be good.
Yeah, put us in a bubble with oxygen, and I think we'll be okay.
But I mean, it's all about stamina at that point. I mean, an hour's a long time to be laying brick. When you're talking about laying, the same amount of brick in 1 hour that most masons are laying in an 8-hour day.
Yeah. And also, when we're practicing, we worked all day.
Yeah.
And then we would go home and do 800 to 1,000 brick.
I just can't imagine. We had mentioned about Chet helping the younger kids. You got one that's laying brick too, right? What is he, 16?
He'll be 16 in December, so he'll start working full time. And it's gonna be a real eye opener for me because I'm gonna feel old then. But yeah, he's gonna go in the masonry trade. He's gonna be working for us, for Huntley Brothers, and he'll be on a crew out there. So I'm excited, and that's one of my goals is, to push him, and I would love to be his laborer and go back then. Like that's my goal now. Like I don't really care to go back and lay anymore just
Yeah.
because, you know, but I would love to see him and be in that spot with him, be able to spend time with him and practice with him.
Pays to have a young back, I'd imagine, in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So give us a few tips and tricks then, because we see everybody do different things. And here's what I've always wondered. I watch these guys laying, and so often that left hand goes behind the back, almost supporting the back as they're spreading that wall. Is that a habit you guys are building on the job sites, or is that purely a support like my back is killing me?
It's the back killing your part.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, for me, I'm not really holding my back. I'm putting like my hand on the pan or something like that just to
Stabilize.
get support. Because I mean, you're pretty tight in there. Last thing you want to do is knock a stack of brick that's 8 brick high over, and have to worry about kicking out all around, working on top of it. So, it's just every single move has to be thought out.
Yep.
There's not just winging it and we'll deal with that problem when we get there. You got to know every problem coming up.
I mean, I didn't realize just the intensity and the synchronicity, I guess you would say, of this, but listening to these two guys talk, this is like a freaking dance. This is just
100%.
like a dance that goes, right to where the clock hits 60.
Okay, gentlemen, when you do run into a problem, because it doesn't take a whole lot of fat head joints to get a little bit too long, and now you're on that last brick laying up against your lead and it's just too tight, are you taking the time to kind of work that back out, or are you just saying, you know what, I'm going to take my 25 brick reduction and move on to the next course?
For me, it's all about staying calm. When you encounter problems, just like everyday life, you can get mad about it and you can throw stuff around, or you can deal with the situation like a man and pull those couple courses back and make it right and move on and not let it affect you. And that's what you have to do. You can't let it get to you. You can't let it affect you. You can't get it let you mad. You just got to stay calm and keep moving and just deal with it. And that's my best approach, is just to deal with it. And the faster you deal with it, it'll be over and you can keep moving.
Matt, you got some bricklayers in your future?
Yeah, actually, my son Logan, he's going to be in the block laying part tomorrow.
Okay.
For Central Conveyors. He's 16. Doing the same thing. He's worked with me over the summer.
Okay.
We got him a job at QT, so he could actually work.
Nice.
He's enjoying that. But yeah, he's they've practiced multiple times, and every time he practices, he FaceTimes me. He's like, "Look, check it out." I'm like, "Is it straight?" He's like, "Yeah." He tells me his problems, and I'm like, with training mud, you're going to have those problems more than you're going to have it with real mortar.
Yeah.
So what I try to tell him is like, hey, it's going to be totally different. The block's not going to move as much compared to training mortar versus regular mortar. So just keep that in mind. So there's a little bit of issues they're having. They're probably not going to show their head. But I don't want it to be like, hang on, if I run into this tomorrow, what am I going to do? Well, you're actually going to be in better shape.
We talk about, masonry strong and finding these first, second, and third generation masons. And you got to be, both of you, proud papas, having boys that are in this trade and moving it forward. And, it's probably going to be what they do. And, maybe somewhere down the line, they have kids that, keep that going. It's got to make y'all feel good.
Yeah. Logan, actually, it was the state, I think it was the state competition, I don't know, the beginning in May. It was his first, competition around all these people. He was in the high school thing.
Right.
He got so frustrated at a certain point that he just stopped playing. And what I've always been telling him is like, hey, nobody expects you to be perfect. Nobody expects you to win. Just finish. Well, he called me. I actually couldn't make it because I had some property issues I was fixing. He called me and he's like, and I knew it was in the middle of the competition. He's like, man, I'm really messed up. I'm like, Logan, I said, you just need to go back in there and finish. Luckily, Chet was there.
Okay.
Chet went and talked to him. He got back in the competition after leaving his area and still finished the project. I was more proud of him doing that than him being in first place. It was, he stuck with it. I wanted him to stick with it because
Good advice.
life that is just like life. You're going to run into situations, you turn around and tail and run, you're never going to make it.
Yeah. Is he in the, both of them for that matter, are they in the group competition, or is it a solo?
He's in the
over
group
block?
competition. It's like the three guys.
Yeah. As much as you can teach him, he does have to work in a team. So you're saying they're putting a little bit of effort for it as far as the practicing goes to
absolutely.
figure out the roles?
Yep, he builds one lead, another guy builds another lead, and they got their inside field.
I mean, it's just like a job. I mean, you go to the job, you got brick masons, you got laborers, you got the foreman. If everybody's not a team and working together, then you're essentially fighting each other.
Yep.
So, skill level has a lot to do with it. as a group, but the team that can work together is normally the team. It's just like a baseball team or basketball team.
Yeah.
They work together, they win games. If not, they're going to lose games. You know?
Yep.
No,
That's why the Mets didn't make it this year, and I'm so glad for that.
We were interested to see in Pittsburgh last week, every team that competed in the junior block layer actually finished ahead of schedule.
That's awesome.
Have you guys seen that? I don't know if you've had a chance to really talk to them about their practicing.
Well, I've not seen any of it, but a lot of people like to downplay this younger generation of kids out there, and it's
How so?
Just that they're not going to be able to work as hard. Every generation thinks their generation works harder than the next generation.
Right.
I just think it's not true. The construction. We're a family-run business. We have a lot of young kids, young family that work for us, and
Right.
then that brings a lot of young kids that are outside friends and what. And our average work age is probably worker is probably 26 right now. It used to be
Wow.
probably around 21.
That's really young. Wow.
And these kids, they're motivated. They want to work. They want to make money. They do a good job. But at the end of the day, like they're just as good.
Yeah.
Like we have a bunch of good brick masons out there, and it's a trade that is very, very rewarding.
It's such a testament to what you guys are doing here in North Carolina, though. We don't see anywhere close to that age countrywide.
Yeah.
It's more in the 40s and 50s of your average mason right now. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's an absolute testament to what
And
you
that's
guys are
just
doing
not
here.
the case here. But our school systems. We both took masonry at Central Grace High School. So I worked with my dad growing up, and I just was intrigued by the brick mason that he used, and I worked with him a couple of days just while I worked with my dad, and then took masonry in school, and just literally fell in love with it. It wasn't like I was taking it for an easy class; like I just loved it.
Right.
And then I was good at it, and I was like, I was playing baseball at the time, and I was like, well, I can play baseball, and I'm definitely not going to get a scholarship or go pro,
Yeah.
or I can go over here and lay brick and do these competitions, and I can end up having a future in it. And that was ultimately my decision, is that I'm going to take my time and do masonry where it's going to prepare me for the future versus just wasting my time playing baseball. And I love baseball, but I just made a smart decision at 17 years old. So I don't regret it at all. It's hard work, but
It's also rewarding. It is very rewarding.
Do they when you talk to the kids about that, and you say it is rewarding? I mean, you're very easy to make six figures in this business and provide for your family. Do they like that more, or do they like looking at the projects? Do they like being outside and laying brick? What's their mindset when you initially talk to them? What do they go? Oh, when they sit up and go, oh, really?
The money, I would say.
That's it.
Definitely the money, but I think the dynamic of the company and it being young employees, that really helps bring the young people on, because if you got a group of guys, we got some foremen that are 21 years old, and everybody on the crew's either that or younger. So there's a real good connection on the crews, and if you got a boss that's 50 years old and you're trying to work 20-year-old guys, it's tough. When you can be around people your age, it really promotes a healthy work environment.
Is there a generational issue? Because we got Gen Z, Gen X, Gen whatever. There's too many gens out there.
Yeah.
Is that causing an issue, or is there a great communication from all those, from the foremans and everything like that? That may not be 21.
Yeah, I don't see it. I think it's all depends on how you structure your company. Brennan does all our hiring in the company, and he's 30 years old, so he's more, he's more relatable to who we want to hire.
Right.
And that naturally just brings people in that age, where if you got somebody 60 trying to hire 20-year-olds, they're tense, they're scared, they don't know how they're going to fit in, so you just have to make it, encouraging and it's easy for people to come and be well liked and brought into the group.
What do you see for you?
I think the grabbing the attention of the young people now, because when we were coming up, just like you guys, there weren't phones. Now everything's a distraction, right? So getting the attention and getting them on it, because this right here pulls attention from every situation.
Oh my
the phones
gosh,
pull attention. So getting their attention and keeping them on it.
Hang on a second. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
there you
I'm
go.
just
That's
kidding.
exactly what I'm talking about. Like the attention span now is less than a minute. unless they are really into it. So I mean, that's the challenge we deal with now.
It seems like a culture, a company that sets up a good culture for those foremen. Because if you have a heart of a teacher, you're able to do that. You can be 50 and deal with 21-year-olds if you're willing to pass down that experience. When I was coming up on every job site, they were the crotchiest old men you've ever met, you know, and that nothing you did was right. That was the attitude, right?
Exactly.
But it seems like if you can build a culture. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm looking to train my replacement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't put nobody in a situation I wouldn't be right there with them in. You know, like that's where a lot of that's different. Like the older style was, oh, I've already done that. You do it now.
That's your job.
That's
now.
your job now. I'm not
anymore.
doing that.
Yeah, you got to be willing to get in there with them and
Yeah.
do this exact same thing that you're trying to tell them to do.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do what you're trying to tell somebody to do, then how can you encourage them to do that?
It's leading by example.
Yeah.
Not leading because I used to do that. Now you do it.
And I think that was the older generation. Exactly right. Like, I'm too old to be doing that. That's your job, man.
You guys have such a great attitude. You are champions. You know what you're talking about. Is there any chance you guys might become teachers or instructors part-time to help this younger generation go to a high school or something, but every once in a while just, you know, hey, this is real life. This is what it's all about. Have you thought about it?
You're going to sign a contract. He has one under the table, just so you know.
By the way, as your agent, Matt, Garrett, I just want you to know.
I mean, you know, for me, I think it's like, you know, for me, training brick masons and whatnot, now I'm more of a, you know, I'm going to train somebody to manage the job or do estimating or something like that. And I kind of leave that up to the guys, our supervisors in the field. But, you know, I don't know if I would turn it down, but at this point, I'm not ready for it.
Gotcha.
But, it definitely would be rewarding as well.
No, that's an honest answer.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
And I've thought about that as well. I mean, basically what he's saying is as we progress in our careers,
right,
what we have taught and passed down, we're expecting those guys, because that's what was done to us. Like we started here and we worked our way up, and everybody above us showed us those levels. The difference in school for me is there's a lot more kids.
Okay.
And then like we don't pay them. We pay our employees. So they're like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever you say I'm going to do. Like we'll get in there and do it. But with the kids, for me, it's we're not paying them, so they don't really have to listen to us. Like that's the struggle for me. You know what I mean? Like to do that.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Now, I would like to take somebody and really train them to do this project.
Yeah.
You know, if we had somebody that really to encourage somebody that works for us to do it in the next couple of years.
But I mean, you guys are. You guys have a lot of young folks on the crew, and you're teaching, you're training them, so you're bringing up a lot.
We
of
are.
young,
We are absolutely. Yeah.
We're already kind of doing it. It's just not in a school setting.
Yeah.
But you know, hey Ryan, sorry it didn't work out. No. All right. So if we put the champions together, you'll come out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Who's gonna win?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not making.
Garrett looked at him. He gave him the turn right.
I was waiting for him to go, I'm going to win. I was like, what? He's not saying that?
No.
Because I wasn't going to say it.
No, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
If we went today, no.
Now, I still believe that if I got serious about it and trained for 3 or 4 months, I'm sure I could probably do it. You know?
Okay, sure. All right. Well,
but time is limited at my age right now.
Right.
You probably know a lot of the guys that are going to be out here tomorrow. Do we have any favorites? Who do you like? Who?
There's a couple, yeah.
I saw that little wry smile there. Who do you like?
Yeah. I mean, Riston always does a good job.
Yeah.
And he's fast. You know, he's smooth. He's smooth as he can be.
Yeah.
He'll always do good. Grayson will do good. You know, Mason Ridenhour's in it too, right?
Yeah.
He's a young kid, man. I see a lot of potential.
Yeah, he can throw down some bricks.
He's got the desire to want to practice. We actually moved offices and we had a bunch of old brick left over, and I gave him a bunch of brick and all to use. So I was like, man, we don't have anybody going. You know, come get them. You're going to throw them away. And I'm really impressed by his, desire to be good at it. And that's what it takes. Like, if you don't care, you're not going to put forth effort.
Yeah, he reminds me of Grant. He reminds me of Grant. Is
Grant
Grant?
Helms?
Yeah, is he going to be in it again?
I think so.
Yeah, I
I
believe.
mean,
he is.
those are your two, in my opinion.
Grant's really good.
Yeah.
really good.
Riston,
But he's
Mason,
also
and Grant.
yeah. They also have that
All
drive.
very young, for
They're
that
all
matter.
good.
They
Yeah.
are.
They're all good.
The same look, the same drive that we have. I mean, I pick it up in exactly the guys he's talking about. It's the same drive. We all have it.
Well, it seems to be in the water here in North Carolina, and which is great.
Oh,
And with all the kids tomorrow, I think they're going to get a good show with everything that's going on.
We're looking forward to it, gentlemen. Thank you.
Looking forward to it
Thanks
for
for
sure,
stopping
man.
by,
Yeah.
Matt.
It's good to see you guys,
Thank
sir.
Thank you much,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's good to see you guys.
Man.
Part of the
Yeah.
official
Yeah.
SPEC MIX Pro Series podcast here, and inspiring words. If you could say, give me your elevator pitch to somebody, right to camera. Elevator pitch for someone who's thinking about masonry.
Yeah, I just say it's a great industry to be outside and enjoy the weather, and be on a crew with like-minded people, and just be able to support your family and one day, and it's just a great industry that's very, very rewarding.
Matt?
Yeah, same. You got there's no limit on what you can do with what you learn. Like, I can build houses now because I've been in the industry. Like, there's so many avenues in this industry that you can go down, but starting here is where you can sprout.
Words of wisdom, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, right there from two former champions, and maybe the champion's champion if we can put it together. We'll see. All right, guys, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You guys are awesome.